Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good morning. December 8th, 2022. December 8th, 2022. Salon people have another beautiful day. You know, of course, with me, I get Comrade Koitanaya. Hopefully, people speak with Jerry later. Cashbox, I know say they attend a burial, a funeral today. Hopefully, you go join me in between. But you know, lots of issues to discuss now. You know, I don't say by now, a lot of them I don't see their videos the way they come on at the ECOWAS Parliament. You know, they can't discuss these issues. You see, Salon people, we advocacy, and not they go for nothing. You know, we Facebook lives them what they do. Like they say, them, hey, Brian, why they speak English? We they speak English because we wanted the international community pay attention. We international partners, they pay attention. When I see exactly what's in the happen now, like today, the ECOWAS Parliament don't make them an agenda issue, an agenda item for make sure they discuss what's in the happen in Sierra Leone. You know, not to magic, you know, not to behind closed doors, not to sumu, no, now in the open. We come now with the advocates, we talk about these things. You know, when I remember, you know, Salon people, there is a lot of issues there where they on the line, what's in the happen like today, especially like the elections where they come. The ECOWAS Parliament don't take them up. Since we opposition figures, they don't for work out and for work and stand up. Where last minute to the game, the government continue for change the play, for change the game, but with people 250,000 names have been deleted from the voter register. 250,000. Today, before that Cheriko go say they call for an inquiry, they call for an audit.
254,000 names. 254,000.
Comrade Nanade Usabi said, thank you for the 254,000 to be specific. We talk about 250,000 people. 250,000 people named in the delete. So when they talk about the fact that the registration process, 30 days, they're picking them when they turn 18. A lot of them are already 18. They're able to register. We're talking about another 250,000 if we're not taking them 500,000 people on the one that they 17 to turn 18 till June 24. So I'm going to turn 18 till June 23. They don't allow them to register. We see all that and they take to the parliament, the opposition leaders, them they don't take up that case, they take today. They don't summon Mohamed Kana away connect to the well of parliament. They don't file a lawsuit na court for say, okay, we don't tie the parliament, the speaker don't allow we. If you want to use section 86.2, because we don't say Cherry Coco get section 86.2 for use, and not use until today. We see say the parliamentarians they sit on there, people them wait for vote, not able for vote, not get for able for vote in the 2018 elections. Young na quiet. Today, the leaders of the opposition, them, the APC, the NGC, the C4C, they don't take up that case stated in the parliament. With the student here, the verification process back come. So they register 2,000 people. How much name can show up? 300. And if you have 300 people in there, some not get picture. Some of the names they're wrong. The identification number wrong. We see I'm happy in that country today. They give people 4 days for verify the registration process. We see I'm happen. The registration process, they ration them day by day, 15 days here, 15 days here, for the very first time in the history of our country. Even 1996, when we get a rebel war, people then register at the same time across the country. It happened. We see I'm inside Salon.
What you make this tell this still happen? This is still bent up for justify the unprecedented census way they can do. Because they say the voter registration don't come surpass the census, so they want to justify them. And because they want to justify, that means the crowd all kind of laws they even for justify say the census is illegal. They may agree the parliament not ever tell the presidency he gets unprecedented support from the parliament. Since we have to hear political defense and say not true or a lie. So because of this census here, all the law this is not now all the one piece inside the census result to then get. We in the one build the fields. If let me tell you something, just the quantity, we will sleep where you say 500,000 people in Oppo. Half a million people because they want to get that number with the inside the census, which is reach on the entire Western Area and 600,000 people. So these are just hear it to Ibrahim up to date. The leader of the opposition, them, especially the main opposition party, we will call them, we can justify or we can tell you how this thing happened. You know, they want to say nobody will do double register Ibrahim.
You know, comrade, you take my attention back to that unprecedented. support from Parliament. When Marabio, we say it gets unprecedented support from Parliament. From what we ask the leaders of the opposition and every single member of Parliament for come justify that statement, Marabio say get unprecedented support from Una. Because all of these things here, Usai begin come rekoita, the kai so from the local council election. Now we come and say why they for postpone and cancel local council elections, then cancel them. APC and all the opposition leaders in Parliament, they all support for cancel the local level election. Now there the number begin. Now there the trouble of Salon begin. Now there these problems all what we get so for them they delete 250,000 people and name them. Now there all this problem come out for them they rush on the registration process. Now there all these things come out from that local council election where they cancel. Now there the trouble begin for we come in our country. Delegate today, members of Parliament, stay today to this day, no come for tell we for say, Marabio say I have unprecedented support from Parliament for use the census, for conduct the midterm census. When the very first time in the history of the country, we get a midterm census. Popo country like a Sierra Leone. These are some of the things we can discuss now today. Members of Parliament, the verification process, then suffer people. People we see that in small school picking them, that they go paste verification paper, neck not even get staff again. That it brings to question, are they paying next staff for even do their work them? We see them. What did they say? They say, all the people are now, we not get for go check now websites, you go check. You go check your phone, you go see, you don't need to forget data. Now your phone, you go know if you register, you not register. 30 day we say, hey, Parliament, una summon the next commissioner, like come na a public hearing, like I talk to the Salon people, let we understand exactly what's in the happen. To this day, we know you're no member of Parliament. Can the Yumkela go na tweet? I tweet. He saying they summon the bank governor, they're under the same tweet. He say, one bring the commissioner back na Parliament. To this day, 30 day, nobody no bring Mohammed Kana Wikone. For can tell Salon people why they rush on the registration process, why they make them 15 days, 15 days. When it's all we get a rebel war in 1996, everybody register for full 36 days. People's Power bring that factor, that statistics data winner. We see them every elections. 2018, so people get almost 45 days for register. They add other 2 days on top across the country at the same time. They're not shape. We see them. We ask members of Parliament. Before what you see, we see the leader of the opposition, Cherry Coco. They go dance with the SLPP people when they launch the registration process. Salon people. You know, these are all the issues we can discuss. We can go to this ECOWAS Parliament where we see the Tunis, where the SLPP they represent, where they talk in gibberish. We can discuss all the issues there. But what reminds Sierra Leoneans them, the proportional representation where they can go na court for any Supreme Court go, rule on. What didn't matter at this particular point if the people away for votes not even able for vote. It don't matter if the proportional representation or the first past the post. What thing we know is proportional representation. We don't disqualify that in the long term. It's not constitutional. The only reason why we use proportional representation is alone people now because we get rebel war, certain area they will not be for access them. Now it make we be use proportional representation. And even that day, when Tijan Kaba and former President Kuruma they all been in a parliament, then she say, hey, we don't go against the constitution. No. We don't use proportional representation. We don't get provision for the constitution. Now the time then go back now and everybody agree and every Sierra Leonean agree for say, you know what's in? Yes, we be used at the time difficulty because what's in James Jonah and I be recommend them. James Jonah say, but I don't see other part of the world where they able for use proportional representation in areas there where they able for get access or they able for form a constituency. So in that case, they use the proportional representation. We don't make them very clear. Section 38A was the amended part of the constitution. So that they will not make it clear. But why they left for go challenge the court if Parliament no one for do work for say why will not delete 250,000 people and name that the register. Now that's the for challenge. Why will not make the verification process so tedious? Why will not make the registration process so difficult for people? All the people who for register today, citizens of Sierra Leone that are viable, young citizens, the future leaders of our country. Matter of fact, the leaders of our country. Because see why young boy studying this there, we're going to Congress, America Congress. He's 25 years old. For the very first time, he's the youngest person we're going to Congress. Inside the Congress in America, 25-year-old young man. He don't go inside it. So we leaders them of tomorrow. We leaders them of today. Comrade. Then so they don't allow them for register. Comrade.
Ibrahim, the trouble they use the PR system. I mean, even the children be collected and they don't agree to say they can so. Now the world be agree say the war will not take 60% or 70% of the country, but we wanted an election because we all don't guess it. I'm because they desperate measures need desperate action. They happened in 1996 because we wanted an election We have a local from the military era, one get a democratic election. Then see if it affects no more than vote. Hence, MPs don't like even if the judges their vote because they've been desperate measures, they've been desperate action. I mean, if you're using that SFP member of parliament, they talk. That's really spread you. If they talk about the 202, they will be long gone as but they don't declare the war, say, war done totally entirely because of either they're doing that still out of the control and they don't determine. So they're not be able to go at the side like Ben Kailao, like some part of Cambia, some part like Kamakuri, some part of the north and the southeast. They almost have still out of occupied areas. So that's the for let them say, okay, no, still use the PR system. But just after 202, Pakala step in put in now voting or for good make sense also and two for where they allow for going to constituency election in 2007. If I say from 2007, I don't get total peace, we don't get constituency elections in Ibrahim. From 2007, they're not ever change again because you need a PR system when you get it, we get constituency exist. And according to constituency, if I'm up to this, as we talk to me too, the constituency the lifespan still exists because the term for get census at 2023. So up to date, there existing questions the Ibrahim. So it's simple to have the one can hide now because there's just one justify the mess. And who they not say the opposition MPs them and the aid and ability who can go to the government. Ibrahim you cannot see, we don't ever talk about in this thing here. If you see this alone, non the spotlight Ibrahim. The spotlight that tell you that say each and every one of we the choco, we the right to, we the share, we walk them and the Ibrahim. Don't say only complain. 5 MPs, one Nigerian, one Ghanaian, 2 Liberian, 1 Gambian. That Gambian MP, the question when you go ask. He said, if the system don't get peace and stability, why police go to the well of parliament? Because I made that question on the last time, which is I don't get peace and stability. The Liberian MP talks, what do you know? From when you don't get politics, so someone does special politics, you need a court PR system where you get existing constituencies. Then the way you need the Nigerian talks, he said, the no go equals parliament and the position, the problem can't be sure. We forgot problem because they see the deteriorating institution of West African democracy, how they derail, when military, they were almost want to take over now. So it shall not be a topic about him. That tells you we are working, and they tell you they listen to me. Along the country, go do that because they discuss that spotlight because they don't begin to see the early warning signs. That the amount of since the third time, the beat MP, the third time this, if we can calculate and say they do a first, then do a second, this is the third time we police go to the parliament, the beat MP. Ibrahim was talking to say, if we don't go put for something, we're not going to parliament until what's in the future for the reversal. If we see today when they go to then they go annul the PR system of parliament, Ibrahim. Sometimes not begins with that. But what are the roles of what are the roles and responsibility of opposition? Opposition are like 3 persons that checks and balance. Not the number and the look at the effectiveness of opposition. I don't give an example of 2002 and the command opposition. They have been 27. 27. They not just win votes. They not just win debate. They win votes inside parliament. Imagine having just APC SLP. APC will get 27 members of parliament. They not just win debate. They win the vote. Because they're so effective at opposition. But here comes to country today, when you talk and get excused, then they bulldoze, then they bastardize, then they do so. Who do they bastardize? Who do allow the bastardization? Now when I get chance for good talk, when I need to talk, Ibrahim, we are still thinking for like the Equator take Salon out as a biggest, very serious issue. And not say we are going where we came from 20 years ago, we're not stepping now, and another for stepping. That tell you say the world don't pay attention for we. Then they don't say this country, the quick former president Kwame say, Parliament is okay, go to good government for bad law, they call it in Salon. We don't begin to see the effects. But then they go discuss with Ibrahim that equals Parliament. Then they slap self in our face, Salon of all people. Now they go put the equals Parliament. They don't go talk about Guinea. They don't go talk about Mali. They don't go talk about Burkina Faso. They go talk about Sierra Leone. Because they don't see the Salon so that inside the candidate at the line, or inside Guinea, then Mali, then Burkina Faso. That's a fact. How go to know people look and see like say nothing like everything okay, everything sweet. Salon the wrong pile because this are the same people Ibrahim.
Absolutely. You know, comrade, to that point where you make, so let me remind people them again. Of course, we talk about the ECOWAS Parliament and you talk about City Tunis, where it is making sharp mud, they talking nonsense. But comrade, City Tunis now instead they preach to them guy in there because then guy they already get all the information that they need. When we go on Facebook Lives there, we print the constitution for them. They don't understand exactly how they come out when you talk about the PR system. You talk about everything when City Tunis to talk about. The August 10th protest. Yeah, CNN covered that protest. City Tunis they go to the talk, but like I will say again, what's important, we want for Yeri, the part of the leader of the opposition, waiting in contribution where he make that ECOWAS session there. We not see it.
Ibrahim, also for try to understand now. Now begin on delegation where they go represent the ECOWAS Parliament because they see the two go to the blatant lie. They talk about the killing of police. You know, if they mention the whole police don't kill people from 2018. Right now, from the rape of Sultan Amin, the killing of that woman at Sonko Limba, na Mailantuan, na Lushar, na Tumbo, na Makeni, na Panema Road, na Future. You not talk about the 27 people they kill and go, but they don't talk about them. It's just the lie say that the police form begin kill police. Then the delegation will go now, can be part of them. Who don't know police them go wait for you to stand and tell them say no. Who not say make a point clear, Ibrahim. We still wait for instance because this particular ECOWAS discussion, we can forgo inside deeply part because everybody in the way that when you go the presence alone, we need for you to put still on a contribution. Still is also in your area, and also in dishonesty for like say that people have been kill police them. You know measure, like the police kill them, not mean that something that police like in the part of the police they kill that we kill police them. Something that do the process and kill them. Not even talk about that, so you just go talk say they kill the police and not talk about the police they kill. So now that deliberate action and why you what's the response of the other people who go represent alone, the members of parliament, specifically the who come because immediately why are they in your statement? One thing because all of them see videos them, we don't see the foreign and the your videos that don't come out, we don't see the your videos that come out. Automatically with the chaos for the voting that take your response, you can forget for talk about your response because you can say this convention very deeply by him.
Absolutely. And when you listen, people go ahead.
Yeah, Ibrahim, more of this video where the discussion with the app in ECOWAS Parliament is now, more of the videos them they get for commot, and we therefore expect more videos them for commot from the ECOWAS Parliament, the discussion with the app in the ECOWAS Parliament. And I just want to tell people the way they listen to we see this discussion where the app is with the SLPP no one time, Mohamed Yunus no one time, the ruling government is no one time. But this now the protocols then this the way and how the ECOWAS flipped. But we don't want to tell people who side pressure come on, who side this come on, who side this not come on. That one they know relevant. But waiting while people know is the ECOWAS Parliament don't make it clear. Members then at the ECOWAS Parliament who we get different members then we come on at different countries then at ECOWAS. Say near we na yasu the Liberia person we in at ECOWAS Parliament where they represent Liberia now that Parliament they make them clear. We all don't see. So for let people if they know see the things the way they happen at this country, the things the way they happen, not to only we no more way in a salon know the things the way they happen. But we get people them where na Africans them as well. We know all the things the way they happen at this country. We get people them we don't hold different leadership them now the country, different leadership now the world. They knows exactly the problems them where they happen na salon. They know the bastardization of the constitution. They know the killing. They know the electoral laws them way then the change inside the 11th hour to the elections eve because December they almost come to the end, Ibrahim. Once December end, we go to January, February, March, April, May, June. So 6 months from now, we get we elections them still the SLPP governments they continue for go and change the electoral laws them. So we'll just be continue for bless and the plenty thank you. Who side them pressure at the common? Who side them things that because if you left to the SLPP people no more and other members of parliament them all them things are they on add to them things are they come soon do they don't want them things they are common because some of them things they are they just want for the sweeper no more under the carpet then the sweeper under the carpet they don't want them things they come and we they continue to expose them things there. Everybody gets access to ECOWAS the website. You get access to ECOWAS the everything about ECOWAS the city the this and all that. The videos they did, the messages that they did, all of them things here. We are going to know whether we government or we members of parliament them, then they do well or they do well. All of them things they are so. For long time when I say we don't hate the APC members of parliament, we don't hate the members of parliament them. If anybody say members of parliament they do well, then they try, but we need to put them on their toes. We need for let them know their responsibility. We need for let them put them, let them ensure say now they will be checks and balance to the SLPP junta government headed by Marabu with members of parliament then are the rights and responsibility for make them ensure say they stand the SLPP government the bad things them way then they do another parliament state. So a lot of people know say ECOWAS really know the things the way they happen. If you left to Mohamed Yunus and other members of parliament then this way they come also then things are only discussed on the parliament if now they be the only documents and they normally they discuss in the ECOWAS Parliament. If not them be the only document They know why they discuss in our parliament. But we thank God yesterday we don't get a leadership in this country where this leadership here, they don't make friends in the world. This leadership here, they get all kind of influence in the world. This leadership here, they get respect for democracy, for rule of law. This leadership here, they lack on other countries, them, other parts of the world. Now that kind of leadership, they when Sudan has to do the talk. Madam, you will talk for them, madam. You will talk for them, madam. You will do the needful things. Them. You will talk for them, madam. You will do the things the way they condemn yesterday, the things the way they criticize yesterday, the rule of law way they challenge yesterday. Now I make today we get a different platform they have to. We will talk politics they today. What you make today we see an Escobar a bill equipped so. Now we yesterday he uphold democracy, he believe in the rule of law, he open the space for make democracy prevail. He open the space for let everybody talk. He open the space for let people debate and make the enabling environment for let political party them. They exercise them right. Let citizens they do everything what they want to do within the law. Even though when some people they do things outside the law. But this president yesterday ensure say everybody for living at the country, everybody for worker outside want for worker. So we still follow what they happen at the ECOWAS Parliament, and we want for assure people they say more than for come at the ECOWAS Parliament where a lot of people they need to expect. Over to you, Ibrahim.
Thank you, People's Power. Waiting People's Power, they talk about the leadership, of course, the former President Nkrumah, the way they work across the West African region for make sure say it bring peace and stability across West Africa and Africa and the world as a whole, because the world they benefit from it, charismatic leadership today. But you know, some people, comrade, now go back. Remember, you know, the first ECOWAS meeting when the leader of the opposition go team up there, talk for say Salon get peace and stability. Now Canada will jack them up. Me say, what you talk about peace and stability? Consequently, they kill protesters them. They go and kill Lamakeni. Now they talk about peace and stability. What do you mean by peace and stability? Now you get peace and stability. The people of Salon have peace and stability right now. Under this SNPP government, then they arrest opposition people them, kill people there, they want jail people them. You don't go talk about peace and stability. Now the time you go back now and say, let them watch the early warning signs. Say, I know the problem. Then they watch the early warning signs. We get kudos back where do that because you can't make that blunder way blunder in the name of say one give the country good name.
And Cherikoko Ibrahim, the early warning signs they which Cherikoko talk about, we see them at different African countries, them, not only Salon. That statement they which Cherikoko talk was that early warning sign. We not only see them at Salon, but we see them now different African countries them. That tells you Cherikoko in the follow up what's happening at the world. It will follow what's happening in Africa. It will follow what's happening in all the countries that whether they want the government them. Now they come up with that statement, but the early warning signs, and the early warning signs that we don't see what they do to Africa. We don't see what they do to Africa people. Look at the body in Ayasu Guinea. Look what they go to Ibrahim. I just trying to portray that side.
Absolutely. But again, don't forget, say Cherikoko as the leader of the opposition, get power within parliament for make sure say all of the stuff that will be happen. It put a stop to them, taking legislative measures them, using the court system for stop the government. When they kill Makeni, and then for happen again. When they kill Paremba Road, and for stop them, but they continue for kill, then go back then kill Tonkolimba, Lonsar, Tombo, then they kill Cherikoko. In as much as he had but the only one in science, he get the power as a member of parliament, as a leader of the opposition, using section 86.2 for stand up, not for all of them only one in science, but for ensure say himself do something for stop them. So let's
Ibrahim,
go ahead, comrade.
The best time for lady complain, I didn't not show. Was I all money and talk what's in the happen?
Thank you.
If the foreigner and don't go raise the problem, then see Mohamed Tunis go talk say blatantly lie, like say nothing not happen. In fact, even the life and the opposition. In fact, it's also Salon that they get the best political atmosphere. I see no political tension. A lie, they will not get political tension. We will make everybody pan language like prison. Then that day, we know the judges because we don't see the videos, but no safe check will not talk new videos for on the out. We not talking to, but we yet to wait for see the video. We response to also see Mohamed Tunis was Ibrahim.
We wait for that video.
They complain. Now Usai, then be this way. All man not talk. Foreigner there. Ibrahim, we start tell yourself, Ibrahim, how on earth we own country? Now always a foreign members of parliament they raise their voice for me. How on earth?
Can you imagine?
Always now foreign members of parliament will raise their voice for you, not from your members of parliament, either from the ruling party or from the opposition. Let's be honest now. The last time, like Gambia talk say, Salon no get peace and stability. This time, the Nigerian MP start for talk say they don't pull their eyes on Salon crisis. Backed by Ghanaian, backed by the same Gambia we talk say Salon get peace and stability. Why did they can go
policeman inside parliament for beating members of parliament. The librarian, bat by librarian, 5 foreign people have raised a concern about Sierra Leone. Also, you know, Ibrahim, how always na possible can't tell you say feed the picking there. Even for feed the picking, the party can tell you say, hey, you picking not it to Ibrahim. Let's be honest here.
Absolutely, it's a sacrosanct fact.
Raise concern, the people then can't help you for talk more. Always and the in fact, now we were there, who picking that and they can't cry past you.
You know,
the pass who picking that Ibrahim, you know, let's be honest in the combinations. Sometimes I don't play low, talk to for once, let's be patriotic. How would in a country we play with the product for you talk for the phone and talk for it? And this is something instead enjoy the parliament now, but not see any action for me.
Right.
The parliament will go say they know your political detainee. How many people know from August 30 to the day in jail?
Then
I didn't know political detainee. We name the terrorists and call them insurrectionists. Ibrahim.
Absolutely.
All this while, then we could say we wait for see Jericho in video. Of course, I'm pretty sure say if you do not talk, if you do not come out, or if you do not play to the public, so you use that because this convention we're going for the panel. This one weekend because we do weekend the Bible they do it this weekend because this convention already knows the request parliament. Will they make a let the least person understand say the one way they would represent you in either they represent you or they misrepresent you because now we seek and tired for like foreign people and go talk about what probably happen in our country instead of our country raise the alarm.
So
the one saying that now behind the scene, we know why behind the scene, Ibrahim. Not behind the scene, they are all my bamboo. They Kudu.
Comrade,
then they call Kudu.
Comrade, let me tell you what's in the power of advocacy mean. This is the power of advocacy. ECOWAS no say they don't see all the mistakes when they make over the years. Now I make Burkina Faso get coup, Guinea get coup, Sierra Leone self now God no more help we at this particular point in time. But then see say they don't take a lot of flack. They don't take a lot of flack. Sierra Leone don't take a lot of the ECOWAS don't take a lot of flack because of they don't take action appropriately. So this was the time where we put pressure by Cherry Coco. We go talk say peace and stability. ECOWAS they say peace and stability. The Gambian can attack Cherry Coco say but not I got to go beat member of parliament. Now they go talk say peace and stability. Now can pound Cherry Coco, pound Cherry Coco.
Peace and stability. You talk after no kill Makini, no kill Tumbo, no kill Arusha, don't kill Parliament.
Right.
Peace and stability.
Exactly. Now we pound them because as citizens our responsibility for pounding members of parliament. Let them talk the right thing and do the right thing. Now the time go talk now say, well yes, ECOWAS for look at the early warning signs. All the early warning signs, them the abuse and the killings and this and that, the political asylum people where they seek asylum, the people all over Guinea, Mali, Liberia, Sierra Leone and run away at the country. 30 days every moment, cash boxing Mamada and then for go salon, waiting away gonna airport and they arrest you. All of those things then we put pressure by Cherry Coco, we make it go back and say yes, when I go look the early warning signs. Come for run away, they like the England name for go salon because if you go, what you do? They don't put all kind of spy devices. They want to see the African Express in publication, the spy when they spy on people in the country. All of those things, Cherry Coco, we come now, we put the pressure. We they wait for the video of Cherry Coco now. We don't really wait to see the tourists they talk. So we know say Cherry Coco has the real opposition. But I don't say where Cherry Coco go for a video. So he attacked the Tunis, he attacked the government of Sierra Leone, he talked the truth of what happened for safe democracy and safe future Kwakbaya. We wait for that video to say go powerful that not mean say Cherry Coco not for speak against the registration process or the verification process or and all the responsibilities where they fail in the parliament for speak to will. But we wait for that video.
That video will come out shortly. That video will come out.
We wait for that
video. Will come out. A lot of videos they therefore come out, Brian.
Those videos they come out.
No, people say
who's the will come out.
Yeah, that video then they will come out waiting the discussions. They all we happy now the ECOWAS parliament, the over 2 to 3 hours we ECOWAS sit down on that issues in the parliament, discuss a lot of sensitive issues them around Africa. Then videos then we will see them at the social media.
Ibrahim
right
now. When they go to the ECOWAS parliament, they can go AYP. What do you mean they can go? Other countries they can go TV station.
Absolutely.
Go record the convention.
Thank you. Why for delay?
Why they
not go because they not say that they discuss sensitive issues and they can't
AYV. The time them talk says along their peace and stability.
AYV report.
Now they not go do it because they not say that they discuss sensitive issues there. They not go tell AYV this government.
So in that case, Ibrahim, what would they say? Now make you post yourself individually. Ibrahim, for God's sake, now social media era of the show. Then video is so. Not to see that CNN will on Al Jazeera or BBC. That people let video them post about.
Yep.
You see, Mohamed Tunis make you. He makes you say you want to talk for satisfy in political Godfathers them.
They don't come out. Yep.
We yet foresee we own opposition people who go represent the country. What's in say? And we until we see what's in say, we not go stop. And if we not see them again, we can now we can bring the analysis to light. We the bring light and what they see, what they talk about. You know, the conning politics people they play with the damage and don't damage for many years. Ibrahim, until we come to that level, we have exposed all the people understand because Ibrahim is about Sierra Leone, not about me or not about you. What do we call there today? And people understand. See, what do we make? Paul Kagame then go to Rwanda. They should go there by force because they don't have the exile. They can't some food no go there exile for 10 years. Then Paul Kagame they been go to Rwanda. What thing happen in Rwanda? No, so don't they say it don't be student all put pressure for pressure. Me who can assure me that we don't talk as to be sukasi. We don't can build for suka for talk reality. If you check who in video day out, one for see in your response to what Mohammed to miss in lie we will lie. The one see in response for support the other foreign members of parliament the way they talk for the persons alone because I don't think they want look by in your response who make a proper analysis. So you don't talk about the attention of Salon not in the world. I'm sure who is on the discussion and equation the discussion EU and EU and UN. But we have responsibility here. If people know say when they pay attention to this particular thing here and want to every video where they not post out. Once every posting statement, like I don't see them foreign and you'll be fine. We tell them thank you for they save the voice for Salon to Salon the ball. We tell them thank you, we appreciate them. But one for see now, what will you people away that they pay the taxpayers money they take for flag wood, they don't hotel, we tell them go talk for representative of some Salon problem, right?
Absolutely. That is very crucial. We wait for that video, they come. That video they come, we come, we deal with them accordingly. But at the end of the day, we not say Salon people them. The advocacy. Then we WhatsApp audios them. Then we Facebook Live as a people of Sierra Leone. Wait till we don't do. Wait till we talk about. The world now a global village. Where you take your phone now, you do a Facebook Live. You educate the world about what is happening in any part of the world. Everywhere in the Siam. So they advocacy and they work and what they do. What they come now, where they sensitize, where they continue for educate, where they bring to spotlight the issues them, we're pertinent, we're very important, we're critical, where people for know about, where Sierra Leoneans for understand. When we bring the parliament into the light, into the spotlight, the parliament is the body we're powerful past any other body in Sierra Leone. Now the most powerful institution we get power for supervise every other organ of government. Parliament is the one great institution where they oversee and supervise the president. Parliament is the only institution where they oversee and supervise the judicature, where the judiciary.
And Ibrahim,
yes sir.
If you go and justify in go and equals parliament. You want to justify and go and say why make a left side of parliament where they expect the for people as well as members of parliament. You want to justify now and for them we don't see them. But say when they not been there, they go to equals parliament. Then if you want to justify now, say well, why go do some one go? Because then time why one go talk and they can go. Now see the videos them so that they don't justify to pull up salons say well that go we go. Oh, so that's what make you go and let this like.
Absolutely.
Take left respect now as a look for the PRC. Now for justify in go on to the people of Sierra Leone say well what make them go for say those who don't go that for this thing I want to present on behalf of the people of Sierra Leone. See now so you government the treat for so they want to so they want percent constitution. That's you don't pull your head. No say for say but they know they get.
Absolutely.
So man don't now say okay now this is go but for not see that they that what we talk say he go because you know what they part of the team what they do so well because of that is true and we consistently we don't tell them say we are not fools and Sierra Leoneans are not fool anymore Ibrahim. You can fool some people sometimes you cannot fool them all the time.
Absolutely.
So now people are not say they can blow to intelligence Ibrahim. But we don't go for people blow to intelligence now. Ibrahim we don't can lavish alone 11 years we don't get democracy now almost 30 years we can't take the democracy so now they can possibly follow nobody Ibrahim.
No.
At least we know it's not 1+1 we know it's not 2+2 we know it's not 1 minus we know it's the way if you minus 2 per 5 we know much will left Ibrahim.
Absolutely.
So at least if you look at everything now we know again we don't participate in consistently we don't begin vote all election as alone from 1996 all 5 presidential election I don't vote all no one know that I don't vote because we don't know about parliament or more the way we didn't at the dark age so now we get a shaman at their age so we think that the justification of people that equals now they know because you have for say but I'm fasting this will not pass nobody you get from show if an impact of any sort of doing the impact
this at the right time.
Comrade.
My factor of right time, trust me.
Comrade.
For us, you video them pass anybody video.
Oh yes, in a serious country. Comrade, going back to that point where you make so about say, now we can understand waiting Cherikoko, the reason why he left the debates at Parliament and Salon for Ghana ECOWAS. All two very important. But Usai will say the fact of the matter remains, if Cherikoko, if there was effective communication, first of all, as Cherikoko as the leader of the opposition, where they travel, not a secret, if I put out a public a communique, if I put out a press release where they make it clear, say the leader of the opposition is actually traveling out of the country to embark on a mission to the ECOWAS Parliament. If I be very clear, if for the public or now public information, not a thing for be secret. That not for be secret at all under no circumstances. So that is the fact we're trying to establish there. If Cheriko could be the travel, it make them very clear. Say, guys, it is very important. We are going to have the SLPP don't notify me. Say they are going to be tabling the bill for the proportional representation system in Parliament on this date. But however, I have an engagement. It coincides with a meeting that I have at ECOWAS Parliament. So therefore, given the issues that we're going to be discussing at ECOWAS Parliament, which is at the international level, I want to be there. I will not be in Sierra Leone to participate in this proportional representation. But my members of Parliament would make sure they represent my people very well and my views. So I am traveling to the ECOWAS Parliament to go and ensure that we discuss these issues that have been going on in Sierra Leone, because it's very important. Because Cheriko know the agenda. You know the agenda of what we're going to discuss now ECOWAS Parliament. You understand it?
Exactly.
He understands.
So clear to say, because of ECOWAS important, I want to represent to that. I want to put this issue. I don't question, so I'm going. But people that will represent me equally, represent us in ECOWAS Parliament. If I want to question facts, we already know. What's the Uber.
Thank you.
So it's very important that we talk to.
Absolutely.
Informing the people, because you have people representative, you represent people and say equally this thing that happens is very important. But equally, for I go represent this town at ECOWAS Parliament. If we let them understand exactly who to go through, like important time, all for us to that through, all for us to support us that through.
Yes, say that too.
Never be informed.
No.
Who cannot say wrong, that the effect of not say Parliament. Say, when leader of the opposition, they say no.
Yes.
Say go. Nigeria. If I don't say go,
yes, go Nigeria.
People cannot say go ECOWAS Parliament. Okay, don't go ECOWAS Parliament. We don't see how you use them. Of foreign MPs there, we consider the risk contained over alone. What in your statement will not say it. We not say not talk, but not say it. We wait for CF.
Absolutely.
Moment to this, in not talk blatant lie. We still left the go for respond in that idea. Because we lie, the lie by party we belong. If I don't say no, salon for now, we not get no political tolerance. Matter of fact, if SLPP, I feel like a dog enforced for now as salon policy. So once see your response before make proper analysis. So this one the same as so you're not talking about to, but who they wait for see.
Or not see it.
When I don't get analyze, I make so that for them could talk am. The man call say let's go when they set trap, they tell the people say to the trap. And they set trap. I like for trap. So if before they set trap, not to possibly like itself.
Yes.
Because we this time military time 6 month election 218 this no not 100 almost this
199
days.
or 98 198
days.
Yes,
198 days left for elections. If I'm only the joke. Only the joke. This is an every Sierra Leonean don't invest in life and resources. If I'm to entire picture in this particular election, because I'm determined and lose in go and forward.
Absolutely.
This is only joke Ibrahim. People understand this is very, very important for me.
Hey.
It's very, very important
Hey. Comrade.
Ibrahim, wait to that. That person will for all that money.
Oh no.
For so the police person like you money.
Yeah, that's what so. Yes.
No. Not to say that they call for you money. No, nobody names you guys. We'll get putting for call. But we call it because you get a position of trust.
Absolutely.
If Salou better today now, if Salou like the blame. And this time around, when I need to go set fire, the woman and go down and left for the job, the family there. You know, possible. So then people tell them how they want them. For say, hey, this time when I set up, when I know say, all the for body side, we don't woman and go body side. Because
absolutely.
If you know what position of trust, we don't call you name. We don't get that for losing name. If they could pull out the kind of pull out them, so go down for the sorry for the next time, for the how they talk so well, so they talk see, that's what they talk, wrong for the time during the day. We don't ever call the name. But they call the name today because in what we require, in don't in the parliament 15 years. And they don't ascertain the post of deputy speaker, so you know the rules of the game.
Absolutely.
So if you understand, when they go out of Salou Ibrahim, represent too very well the voice of the people. Go, and then they go pull money Ibrahim. Pull money, if you me, then go tie him, they still have box Ibrahim, you don't box me, that's two at the whole for each eye. Go pull money, when the number and don't go talk, you cannot pray for them fine. They take his time to explain everything because the Gambia MP, the Nigeria MP, the Liberia MP, now based on the social media, so don't they report to them and they see. You didn't know the feel that the MP in the beat, the party in the beat, and they kill and they do all things and they harass. Now they pray and now I don't say. Anyway, so the other thing, even figure out who they think. Take qualify for prayer, but say this year, even bigger housing in the thing, in order to a point, they first put all force for get a proper democratic election. We say for when they go, they don't make that West Africa Elders Forum. They say voting because they come and say because they see West Africa it deteriorates in democracy. The ability to criticize one come back to norms. They want normalize them. So and why make them say they happen because they say people they governance, they need agree for left power in the correct manner. They need agree for the one who hold on to power, then the one forced the for still power, and the military, the one end that military era back na West Africa in particular. So all that here, that's why people solidify. Again, using them. If see them at the top of August 10, they could be able to talk to the way to take up instead the president regret the action, you call them party terrorists. We own party call them terrorists, but they belong to the branch. So would they yet foresee, would they expect say all that here for the part of the presentation, where the government consistently call the main opposition party as terrorist organization. Would they expect for all that here for presentation of Ibrahim?
Absolutely, comrade. We'll wait for see that video there. You know, comrade, it's something where you mentioned, and this is very critical for less people to understand. I want to nail this now every cell in need. When Cheriko could travel again as the leader of the opposition in parliament on any mission, we know for Yeriana social media, we should see a letter from his office, from the deputy speaker's office now in letterhead, where if for put they say, why did they travel, who say they go, we for no. We not talk about if they go on a vacation with his family, when they're on recess. That in a private now. They don't go on recess. Everybody can go enjoy their vacation. Why go to the moon? That not in business. But so we need them if they need that vacation. They say they commodity for come back. Because what to do now with the funding life, taxpayers' money. So what for the every cell you don't understand. Then young man, then young woman them. When they say, hey, when I left parliament now, Cheriko, these people then go to ECOWAS. Now salon, now you taxpayers, you they sell pepper, Maggie, Abbas, book, whatever you they sell na teeth, the hawk, then tax they collect from una. Now in then they use for pay Cheriko them. These people they go to Nigeria, so they plane tickets when they fly the plane. Now una money they use for buy them. That is what is important. I want to understand. Now make Cheriko for announce to we not for Yeri again. They say, hey, what speaker? No they, hey, the deputy speaker, no they, oh, hey, who's go, hey, go Nigeria, oh, hey. No, enough happy in our country. That is not democracy. Let me go democracy. Guess where are lucky? Because the people are not accountable. These guys are not accountable to the people. And until they are accountable to the people, we're not going anywhere. So that is why it's important. I want everybody to understand. Next time when Cheriko could travel, especially when you schedules then clash. Because if you look what happens now, schedules can clash. When schedules clash like this, Cheriko could be for making very clear. Say, some people they can't talk earlier. Let's talk about English and Creole now. Salon people the letter where they write for tell you side they go. They make and clear say Salon people and I go for meet up the parliament now. We forget a hot debate because they want for can table the proportional representation system we will not all law want. But it coincide and it can meet up say ECOWAS forget a parliamentary sitting. And it's very important for me for going to meet sitting there because ECOWAS they go discuss the problems them we don't get in this country because of with democracy and the way the government don't attack we, then they beat we, then they fetch we in a parliament, all that in the so ECOWAS they go discuss and we go sit down at ECOWAS for go talk about them so that ECOWAS and the international community go intervene. That meeting is very important. I go present in that meeting in Nigeria. I no go day, but the members of parliament then go day on my behalf back Nayana Sierra Leone for make sure say them put a stop to that particular bill for no go forward. Now so a proper democracy they work. Now so leaders they deal with the people and we represent. Only the people in the Brookfields, Tengbetong or early areas there which Cheriko could represent. Una get a responsibility and una self as citizens get a right for demanding kind of a thing there from una leaders and una members of parliament them. Members of parliament not they travel on their own dime, they travel on taxpayers' money. And as long as you travel on taxpayers' money and a taxpayer they pay you, you owe an obligation to the people to bring everything very clear to them. That is very important to for explainer. But again, like how communicator say, that video will wait for him for Yeri waiting Cheriko to talk inside this particular deliberation where they go to parliament. It's very crucial.
Yeah, because he go like Bass Parliament to not see. It's an every country. I know it's along with the top of our agenda as it was. We saw it happen. Everybody know. You don't need for good ideas because it's in the national.
Absolutely, that is a fact. So we wait on that and for see what things will happen. But you know, comrade, I kind of lost on a little bit there, but now you get me. All right, but I see exactly where we're going with this, and you guys wanna bear with me. I don't reach now place now. I just pass this crowd small.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Okay, wrap up now. Then we wait for maybe we'll see you the video then listen to it. For us, I'm still continue conversation.
Absolutely, comrade. Absolutely. So the left and salon people, comrade. But until you see the bombshell of the African Express, I know say some people don't get for go read them, some not get for go read them. But then guy they employ very, very bad tactics now country for spy on people and very dangerous. We'll get for talk on them maybe at another day.
That make the go pass that issue, central intelligence and bill for letting for most people. But I think I will convention myself.
Absolutely. And we would go on back to learn and see how members of parliament passed the cyber law. Whereas the government passed the cyber law, so as the parliament passed the cyber law, like the government go buy all the spy tools them for can spy on the opposition and activists them across the world and across Sierra Leone. We'll discuss that at another day. But this one, specific to the ECOWAS parliament, the cries, they with Facebook Live, we advocacy, the letters that they write, everything that we've been doing. We come and talk about everybody, every Sierra Leonean, President Nkrumah, they up and down, they travel West Africa for bring sanity and peace back and democracy come now West Africa and Africa in the world. And they pay off Salon people. They're members of parliament here. This Cherry Coco, we wait for the video for see them. And so when only watch the other video them, when they watch now, we want for Yeri. And I know say una people when get common sense. When go Yeri the language of real opposition leader. But how he talk na them video today, una go know exactly what we don't talk all this time, if not true or not true.
Equally, one thing is opportunity for tell the neighbor that thank you because they say we need by who's the kid fire. That for well like on the fire because if not, the fire go possible to bribe sometimes go burn, sometimes go kill you pick yourself now. So one tell them thank you consistently for let the progress into saloon crisis because I know say they know why you give for certain soldiers the like them say Nigeria can and the man they can like the man then can the man then so that make it not be a concern of the in Liberia and Gambia. They know so all they who are very closely by the especially Liberia. So they don't see if something affects Salud, it affects Liberia. Just go look at the Ebola, how Ebola can like Guinea, Ebola Liberia can Salud. So whatever to happen in Salud, it affects Liberia, it affects Guinea. So one thing they thank you, or they tell them say, who say for the Salud play appreciate the way they consistently they raise the team there, where they know they get for the peace establishment hold on there for the past 20 years, right?
Absolutely, comrade. Okay, comrade, go left and we'll rejoin the back. Bye bye, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you, People's Power.